These 5 AI tools helped me scale my online business to over $10,000 a month while I was still working my corporate job. They're not complicated. You don't need a computer science degree. In fact, you can learn them all in a weekend. So I'm going to tell you what they are, what problems they solve, and how they transform my business. Hi, my name is Eric, and if you're new here, I'm going to help you build an AI income stream online. Today, I'm sharing the exact tools I use to make that transition possible. These aren't tools that I've tried once or twice. This is the core tool stack that I use every single day in my business. So when I first started, I wasted a lot of money trying out dozens of different options before I found out what actually worked. And the goal here is to cut that learning curve for yourself. So number one is Anthropic Claude. Claude is my favorite when it comes to writing copy or code. It can also generate documents, right? If I need an invoice done, I can do that directly from Claude. It'll put that artifact together for me. So it saves a ton of time. I also use it as like my AI coding assistant. I can describe what I want in plain English and it'll spit back code for me. It works great for client reports, marketing materials, things like that. Like I said, it can generate artifacts that do the job. So the second is N8N, and that stands for Node Nation, and it connects literally all of your different apps together. It's like the glue holding the whole system. How I use it is I've literally connected all of my tools and platforms into one shared space. I built out an executive assistant system that connects my email, my calendar, my planning software, and contacts, sends me daily updates with summaries of correspondence, and creates a prioritized task list. So my N8N executive assistant workflow saves me about 20 hours a week. I figure it's like having an actual EA without paying full-time EA salary. So there are a couple options to get started with N8N. Personally, I host it myself on Render, and you can do the same. There are free options with that, but the bandwidth is a little bit limited. But you download the source code and just pay for your hosting yourself. There's also a paid cloud service that you can access from anywhere. So the third tool I use almost every day is Firebase Studio. It is a coding assistant that helps you build web or mobile apps without a single bit of coding knowledge. So I moved over to Firebase Studio from Replit, and I used it to create custom solutions, dashboards, integrated web apps. So for example, I had a client that was running a tutoring business and wanted to have a more robust solution for their tutoring clientele. So I built them out a custom math tutor app that had Gemini 2.5 baked right into it. So you could have a study guide, feedback on where your answers went kind of wrong, and you could track your progress with Supabase. And Firebase Studio incorporated all of that just with natural language, no coding whatsoever. So to get started with Firebase, you literally just have to get started with Firebase. It's 100% free until you publish something or want to attach a database to. So the fourth tool I use almost every day is Manus.im. It's an AI reasoning platform that breaks down complex goals into step-by-step processes. I use Manus to scope out my projects. I give Manus a detailed overview of the goal and the desired outcome and maybe the technical requirements. It creates a comprehensive plan and breaks it down into actionable steps. I also use Manus to prompt the other AI tools. So for example, if I wanted to build something out in Firebase, I would give Manus a very detailed explanation of what I need this to do, and then it would draft a prompt that I could then use in Firebase to create an app. Manus has 300 credits a day on its free tier, which gets used up relatively quickly, but if you spend 20 bucks a month, you get another 1900 and a bonus 1900 for your first month. So I recommend looking into it. So the fifth tool I use every day is Cursor. Cursor is a code editor and terminal that has AI baked right into it. So the possibilities with this are kind of endless, but how I use it is I generate and run Python code directly in Cursor, particularly useful for web scraping and data analysis. You can also describe what you want in plain English and it will generate the code for you. So you could build a bespoke custom website in Cursor just by telling it what you need it to do. Cursor also has a free tier, which is perfect for getting started, but once you get rolling with it, it's only $20 a month to upgrade to the pro plan for way more requests. So these are all really powerful on their own, but you can imagine that the real leverage comes when you use them all in tandem. So let's just take that tutoring app, for example. I would have Manus plan out the course of action. I would feed that into Google Firebase to actually build the app. I would have Cursor scrape the web for math tutors. Then I would have Claude help me draft email copy, and I would have N8N automate the outreach to these math teachers to continue selling this tutoring app to other people. So if you didn't know about these tools, you're probably falling into one of two camps, right? You're either thinking it's too complicated or too expensive. And like I said at the outset, it's really not complicated. These tools are designed to be easy for folks, right? It's less about how and more about what. So some common misconceptions about these sort of AI tools is that they're really complicated, and that is super not true. Like I said at the outset, you can learn all of this in like a weekend. The idea is to take the how out of it and make it really easy for people to implement stuff. What is very important and becoming more important now is the what. The other thing is that if it's easy, it must be expensive, which is also not true. Each of these tools have either a free tier or like a at most $20 a month subscription to bring it to like production level. None of these tools are taking anyone's job. These don't replace people. What they do is they just try and take the how out of it, right? So for example, your app is still going to suck if your prompting sucks. So if your prompting's no good, your app's no good. If your vision for your N8N or your automated workflow isn't there, then your workflow is going to break, right? You still need people that have vision. It's less the how is what I'm trying to get at and more the what. So if your vision's clear and your what is in line with that, these tools simply just take the how away from it, making it very easy for you to implement solutions. So these are the 5 tools I used to scale my business to over 5 figures a month while I was working a full-time job. If you'd like to know more about the step-by-step implementation of that, I actually put together a 90-day program that follows just the wins, that cuts all of the extra steps and detours I took, and it'll get you there in 90 days. And if you'd like to see more about how I actually work with clients and these tools, you can check out my next video here. Remember, it's all about your vision. We'll see you in the next one.